Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how I use this light to get these shots. First, let's take a look at the gear. The light modifier that I use is 12 inches Super Beauty dish. This is pretty much the smallest light modifier that I ever used. I shoot with a single light Silver Beauty dish many times, but that's like 24 inches diameter. This one is 12. This is basically the quarter of the size of the one that I used to use. To be honest with you, I was a little bit skeptical before the photo shoot because I'm not sure if I can still achieve the same result. But end up is actually pretty close. It's quite good. The only thing is I need to be more precise with the position of the light because the light is quite small. That's one thing. The second thing is sometimes I need to put the light a little bit closer in order to achieve the same level of the softness. Other than that, this modifier is fantastic. In terms of shooting with small light, it has a huge advantages because the light is small, so the light is more concentrated. So that allows you to get away with a much smaller light. So for the flash, I use the Godox AD200. This is a 200-watt flash, but actually this is actually already overkill for this light modifier because when I do the photo shoot, I check the remote is constantly shooting between 5.5 to 6.5 of a level. So roughly I'm shooting between 3.5 to 4.5 stop below the maximum power. So I'm not even using like a near a quarter of the power. I believe with this light modifier, even if you're using just 100-watt light, you'll be fine. And I'm shooting sunset, and sometimes I have to compete with the sun. Okay, so let's take a look at the camera. The camera I use is the Leica SL2S. I've been using it for 3 years. It's not a new camera at all, but it's still pretty solid. The lens that I use is a Zeiss Sonnar 50mm f1.5. It's quite a compact lens, manual focusing. I've been shooting manual focusing lens for a while. I just love that they're so tiny, so small, and it's very easy to fit in your small camera bag and then travel with it. That's one thing. The second thing is many of the manual focus lens has a unique character. Zeiss Sonnar is one of a typical example. Some photographer hate it, but some photographer love it. For me, I think this lens is definitely not a sharp lens at all. It's actually quite soft, but it fits the task of a portrait photography quite well. And as you will see when I show the sample photo. Okay, let's take a look at the photo shoot. So we start somewhere under the shade. The light is nice and soft, but I think probably will be too flat. I need to make it more contrasty, more punchy, make the image more dynamic. So I put the light to the side, and then we got this shot. So as you can see, with the help of the flash, we can achieve the contrasty, moody look. And then I think her hair is block her face a little bit too much, so I asked the model to tuck her hair behind her ear. And then I also want to try with a different angle. I just get her to turn her face a little bit more to the flash, and then give another try. Perfect. So as you can see, I think the lighting on this one's better, and that's one thing. The second thing I also like, she's stand out more from the background, and then this definitely gives us a better in terms of the punchy, contrasted look. Then we try in different locations. This is pretty much just between these two cars, and I choose here because I like the background. But there's nowhere I can place my light, so I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna shoot with a natural light and see how it looks. I hope there's enough bounce the light from the car. So we got this shot, and I like the background, but the lighting on her face definitely can be better. So I think maybe we can try something different. I just get her to turn her face more to the car, and I hope maybe that way we can have more bounced light to her face and we can achieve the result that we want. And so we got this one. I actually don't see a huge improvement, and so this is the thing that when you're shooting with a natural light, and then you really have a little control in terms of the lighting on your subject. So we changed to a different spot. So just like behind the car, and there's not much room right there, but allow me to put the light behind her. But that's okay because I can just use the light as a kicker light and trying to use that to blend in with the background. So we got this one. So as you can see, the lighting on her face is definitely a lot more interesting, and then it's more three-dimensional. And the background is not as interesting as the previous one. Yeah, you know, sometimes it's just like something has to give. So we tried to a different location again, different spot again. It's just time that we move to the left side of the car. And we have a lot more room for my light. So I put my light somewhere around 10 o'clock position. And then because I want to shoot she looking away from the camera, just a profile. So that's why I put a light over there. And then we got this shot. This shot is a lot better for me. And I think it's a better background just to make her stand out more. And then the lighting on her face is good. And the 11 o'clock position light is definitely a better fit for this shot because she's facing away from the camera. It's pretty much shooting a profile. And then it seems like we find a good spot. So I like this background. I start by experimenting with different angles. So this time we want to do a shot that she's more facing to the camera. That way I need to change the position of my light. So I move to somewhere between 8 to 9 o'clock position, and then I do another test shot. So we got this one. So we get the right amount of a contrast on her face. That part I like, but I think the lighting on her face can be improved. So we'll try some different again. So this time I can do two things. I either move the light a little bit closer to me, and so there's more light hit the other side of her face, or just to make it easier, I just get her to turn her face more to the light, so we can achieve basically the same thing. So then we got this shot. I like this shot a lot more for two things. First, like the lighting on her face is definitely better. That's one thing. The second thing is the quality of the light matches the ambient better. It's not super soft. It's almost feel like there's no flash being used, and it's the sunlight that is lit her face. And then I like the glow on her hair. So the sun is getting lower now, so now the sun is shining through the window of the train station, and so her hair is backlit and super nice and glowy. So I want to capture that. But that way, my light, her face is going to be too dark if I expose to the background, so I need to use my light as the key light. So the thing is, use your flash as a key light is like you need to make sure the shadows are protected, because we need a shadow to help define the 3D form, because you need a light, you need a highlight, midtone, shadow, you need all these three toning to define the form. So when you're shooting using your flash as a key light, that's something you have to pay attention to. So I like the background, I like the, you know, the lighting, the backlight on her hair, everything. So I want to try different angles. So pretty much like everything the same. I just flip the side up. So now she's turning the other side. Then I pull my light to the other side as well. So yeah, basically just want to try different angles, see if we can get something different, you know, add a variety to the photo shoot. So we got this shot is pretty much still. I use my flash as a key light, and then use the sun gonna work as the hair light, and then I keep the sun's light slightly overexposed. Then so that one to get more of the glowy look, to achieve that look. So then I wanna try something different. This time I wanna see what will happen if I want her face partially lit by the sun and partially lit by the flash. I think probably that will give us a better result. So to do that, we need to do two things. First, she needs to turn her face away from the camera, a profile. That's one thing. The second, I need to move my light to between 2 to 3 o'clock position. So we got this shot, and I like this shot a lot more. The lighting looks more natural. That's one thing. And then I quite like the glow, both on the background and also on her hair. And I also like the fact there's some movement on her hair, which makes the whole image a lot more dynamic. And then the toning, the highlight, the midtone, and the shadow on her face works really nice and look very 3D. So the last shot, I want to try a different angle. At this time, I want to try point the camera up. But instead of just use the sky as a background, I want to make the background more interesting. I decided to use the train station and the high-rise as the background. In terms of lighting, I decided her body gonna be lit by the sun, but her face gonna lit by the flash. So basically, she just like she's between the sun and the flash. So we got this shot, and yeah, like I quite like this shot is because I think the way that blending the flash with the sun works really well. So we can achieve what we want, which is a good lighting on her face, at the meantime make everything look natural. Also, the background is more interesting, and then the composition, everything, and this shot just tells more story. So this is a photo shoot. It lasts around 45 minutes to roughly an hour. And within this photo shoot, we try many different lighting conditions. Sometimes we try shooting under the shade, and then we try shooting the model directly under the sun. And then in terms of angle of the sun, sometimes the sunlight is coming from the side, sometimes the sunlight is coming directly behind the model. In terms of blending the flash with the ambient, we try a different way as well. Sometimes the flash works as a kicker light, sometimes the flash works as a key light. When it works the key light, we also try the key lights coming from the side or coming from right beside the camera. Depends on the lighting condition. So as you can see, like you can achieve a lot within a short period of time, and no matter, even if the ambient light is changing very fast, like what we did this time, because it's a golden hour, the sun's, like the angle of the sun is constantly changing. The key things, you need to keep your setup very lightweight, very simple. That way you can move fast. And just imagine you're shooting with a very large softbox with like a heavy light stand. Even if you have assistant, you're probably not going to move as fast, and then you will miss the shot. If you just started, my recommendation is to try not to achieve too much. I mean, even if you just go with one look, as long as you get the one you want, you did a great job. Just keep practicing, and then you have a better idea of where you should position your light and what background will work for you. And then you will be better at creating image inside of your brain before even taking the shot, because when you're shooting with a flash, what you see is not what you get. You see something, but you imagine something else, and then you use your light to recreate that. Okay, this is what I want to show you with you guys today. And then if you have any questions, leave a comment, and then I'll try to answer as much as I can. And then I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.